Welcome to a lecture session on tourism. Tourism is a major engine of growth in most parts of the world. Several countries have transformed their economies using its potential the fullest. As an industry, tourism has great capacity to create large-scale employment of diverse segments from the most specialized to the unskilled. And all of us know that generation of large-scale employment opportunities is what India needs the most today. And aiding the process is the tour operators who play a major role in promoting tourism and improving the country's economy. In this module, we will be examining the critical role of tour operators and their contribution towards the growth of tourism as an industry under the following heads: basic definitions and components, types of tour operators, package tours, main partners in tour operations, and tour planning.
Basic definitions and components. A tour operator is the one who makes arrangements for transport, accommodation, sightseeing, entertainment, and other tourism-related services for tourists. Unlike the travel agencies who sell holiday and a range of other travel products, tour operators actually assemble the component parts of a holiday, package holidays, that is, the means of travel, accommodation, transfers, excursion, and other services. If we consider that the travel agents are the retailer arm of the travel business, then the tour operators can be linked to wholesalers, since they buy in bulk from the providers of travel services such as the hoteliers and airlines, break the bulk into manageable packages, and offer the finished product, namely the inclusive tour, for sale to the travel agencies or directly to the consumer. Principals. Principals are organizations that provide a service and a product which make up the package holiday. They are divided in three groups: transport carriers like ferries, cruise lines, airlines, road transport, coaches, accommodation providers like hotels, motels, campsites, villas, apartments, holiday centers, ancillary services like transfer agents, excursions operators, car hire, and travel insurance. A tour operator comes as a blessing for tourists opting for an all-inclusive package holiday. This type of package usually contains tickets to and from the destination, transportation to and from the hotel or other place of residence, and tour guide to show around the city. The term all-inclusive explains that the package is available at one price, either per head or for a couple, as in the case of a honeymoon package. In other words, we can say the tour operator is a person who provides information, plans, and coordinates travel with various agencies to create a package or service. At the same time, he also ensures smooth operation of the tour. He can thus also be called a tour travel consultant or tour coordinator. The tour operator may or may not necessarily have any product of his own, but act as an intermediary to tailor a package to meet the needs of a traveler. In fact, a tour operator plays an important role in organizing explorations, research expeditions, and holidays. We must remember here that tour operators have existed ever since people started traveling to explore new areas, go on pilgrimage or trade, expeditions, individually or in groups. However, in the modern sense, a tour operation involves information on the area of operation, that is, in-depth knowledge of the places of interest, accommodation, transport, and other logistics required for tour planning. Efficient tour planning, coordination with allied industries and services. Coordination and close monitoring of all tour-related arrangements. Types of tour operators. There are different kinds of tour operators who fall under the following classification. Individual or independent tour operator. A travel agency which also functions as a tour operator. In-house tour operator, like an exclusive wing within an airline or hotel, taking care of tour arrangements. Incentive travel agencies who deal with only sponsors and not with individual tourists. There are three broad classifications of tour operators according to the functions performed. Inbound tour operator is the one who handles tourists from overseas coming into the country he is based in. Outbound tour operator, who operates tours to other countries from the country he is based in. Domestic tour operator is the one who operates tours for people of the same country for travel within the country. It is not necessary that these operators have to be distinctly separate and without any overlapping of their operations. Generally, they prefer to remain in the domain they have specialized in, as the market conditions and operations of each are different from those of others in the fray. However, one agency can be doing all the three or any one of the aforesaid operations. Under each of the above classifications, there are two subcategories, namely wholesaler, who plans the tour plus a package and markets the tour. Retailer, who sells the tour to the passenger. He is normally the regular travel agency from whom the client buys other services like passport and visa processing and travel tickets. The retailer is also the coordinator between the wholesaler and the client. Operational aspects. Coming to the operation side of the tours, we have two categories of tour operators. Inbound tour operators. The wholesaler who markets the tour consolidates the members of the group through many retailers. Finally, the group thus formed is given by the wholesaler as a package to the inbound tour operator of that country or region. The coordination of hotels, transport, and other allied services is then done by the inbound tour operator. Excursion agents. Inbound tour operators further pass on the services of the group to some agencies in the city of visit. These agencies are known as the excursion agents, who in turn coordinate with hotel reservations, organize transport, guides, and in general take care of the needs of the tourists in that city. The excursion agents normally handle the following services: receive the group at the airport and take them to the hotel, provide appropriate transport for the group to travel in the area, organize guides for sightseeing tours, provide tickets for entrance at places of visit, provide any special services for the group, reconfirm hotel reservations, reconfirm onward flight, train, bus reservations. In other words, a visiting group moves from one excursion agent to another, as it moves from one city to another, closely monitored by the inbound tour operator, who is the main coordinator. Thus, with the help of excursion agents, an inbound tour operator is able to arrange all services from the time the group arrives in the city to the time it departs, even without having an office in that city visited by the group. Package tours. A program developed to cater to a group of people traveling together with a common purpose like leisure, pilgrimage, special events, or official meeting or functions, which involves accommodation and transport arrangements, is called a package tour. The classification of a package tour is mainly based on the destination and the common interest of the group that embarks on travel. Among the destination-based tours, we have 1. Single country tour. 2. Area tour, that is visiting more than one country. 3. Two-city tour. 4. Single city tour, etc. As for interest-based tours, the most popular ones in India are the cultural tours, since the country is known for its oldest and living traditions. Quite often, it is the pilgrimage to religious places and shrines across the country, or to places of historic importance like the Red Fort, Taj Mahal, temples and palaces, for which itineraries are made. Tours that deal with adventure activities are called adventure tours. These include package tours covering trekking, mountaineering, river rafting, canoeing, kayaking, cruising, visits to tribal areas, explorations, wildlife safaris, camel safaris, elephant safaris, camping, gliding. Other types of popular tours. Another very important branch of tourism now is the sports tours. Golf tours are being promoted very enthusiastically, while there are others like polo and car racing, which are also gaining popularity. Tours are also being packaged to coincide with trade or cultural events, festivals or sporting events such as Olympic Games, cricket, hockey and football matches. This is another very popular form of tourism that is coming up. Quite often, companies offer incentives to their dealers or employees by way of gifts of some kind or a paid holiday. The incentive holiday segment is becoming increasingly popular. This is often a large group movement, which may vary from 10 to 500 persons. Known as incentive tours, they are normally of short duration but expensive. In such tours, special attention needs to be paid to size of movement, cuisine, theme parties, gifts, baggage handling, and promotion and information material. Convention tours. Whenever there is a conference in a country, it brings large number of people together. This requires tour operators with special skills to assist travelers in preliminary arrangements, marketing the convention to draw more people, pre- and post-conference tours, accommodation, transport, entertainment, registration formalities, secretarial services at the event. Categories of package tours. Packaged tours are classified as escorted tours, which are organized and planned tours in which a tour escort accompanies the tourists all through the tour. Unescorted tours, which are organized and planned in which there are no tour escorts accompanying the tourists. Instead, there is a tour host or excursion agent at each destination to receive them, take them around, and see them off. Main partners in tour operations. The main partners in tour operations are hotel accommodation industry, transport providers. A tour operator should possess all the information on these two segments. Most group movement of foreign tourists in India is handled by star category hotels. The hotels have a star rating ranging from 1 star to 5 star and also a heritage hotel rating awarded by the Department of Tourism, Government of India. This helps in ascertaining the quality of hotel services that a tourist can expect. Category of rooms: A. Normal, B. Deluxe, C. Executive, D. Suite, E. Deluxe Suite, F. Residential Suite, G. Air-conditioned or non-air-conditioned rooms, H. offering a particular sea view, pool, garden, monument, etc. Meal plans of hotels. Hotels have various meal plans which are categorized under the following heads. EP, European Plan, Room Only Basis. CP, Continental Plan, Room plus Breakfast. MAP, Modified American Plan, Room plus Breakfast with one meal, that is lunch or dinner, also called half board. AP, American Plan, Room plus 3 meals, breakfast, lunch and dinner, also called full board. Tariff of hotels. Hotel tariff is classified as follows. FIT, Free Independent Traveler. This is applied for individual traveling. GIT, Group Inclusive Tours. This is applied for a group of persons traveling together. It is determined for a minimum group strength of 15 persons. Normally, hotels give free accommodation to the tour leader for every 15 persons, except that they may have an upper limit. Transport. Transport forms an important aspect in relation to organizing and conducting package tours. The means of transport are broadly classified as air, railways, roadways and waterways. Air. This requires coordination with travel agencies and airlines, international or domestic, for flight reservations. In a large country, it becomes one of the important and quick modes of transport. There are some special services which airlines such as Air India offer for tourists, which offers confirmation of flights on any sector for groups if reservation is made 60 days in advance and for individuals 30 days in advance. It is important to reconfirm all flights in all cities where the break of journey is more than 72 hours ahead of the journey. It is therefore the responsibility of the tour operator or excursion agent to reconfirm the flight. Railways. Indian Railways network is extensive and provides excellent connectivity to even remote parts of the country with relative comfort. Indian Railways offers computerized reservations with a host of facilities like Yatri Niwas, retiring rooms, waiting halls, dining rooms, etc. Promotional fares like in-rail passes enable foreign tourists to enjoy unlimited travel on the vast network. The visitors are exempted from paying reservation fee, sleeper charges, supplementary charges for travel on superfast trains or meals. They also offer special itineraries to cover important tourist centers of the country. Railways run special trains in special tourist sectors to meet the demand, like the Taj Express. There are many classes of travel that a tourist can choose from. First AC sleeper, 2-tier AC sleeper, 3-tier AC sleeper, AC chair car, first class, second class sleeper. For group travel, special tourist cars are available in all classes of travel, and their haulage by regular trains can be made to suit the group's convenience. Road transport. There are vehicles specially registered as tourist cars and coaches with permits to operate for meeting specific needs. For example, in Delhi, a DLT taxi is the normal city taxi service which cannot operate beyond the city borders. A DLY has the permit for interstate travel, whereas the DLZ registration is awarded to imported cars operated as tourist taxis. Similarly, today there are many types of tourist coaches with seating capacities ranging from 8 to 55. Unlike private vehicles, tourist vehicles need to stop at interstate border to pay the applicable road tax each time they visit another state. They travel on a permission, which carries the passenger names, age and sex, the route they intend to follow, and the duration of the journey. Based on the permit, each state charges taxes. For the smoother tourist flow at the interstate tourist borders, the government has come out with a regional permit. Waterways. There is not much use of water transport in tourism industry in India, except to ferry across the river, travel from airport to island hotel at the Lakshadweep or Andamans, or a journey in backwaters of Kerala, or in adventure sporting activity, etc. In some places, it is used for sightseeing trips like going to Elephanta Caves near Mumbai. Though the cruise industry is doing very well in the Western world, in India it is not that popular, and a few companies like the Travel Corporation of India (TCI) have ventured into this area. Tour planning. For tour operations, while working on a tour program, it is important to consider the following points. Interest. Interest of the person for whom the tour is being planned. Planner must know if the theme is sightseeing, cultural, religious or historical, with a clear idea about which era or dynasty or province, architectural, wildlife, trekking, adventure sport or leisure, etc. Time of visit. When the person wishes to visit the destination so as to plan the season of visit, flight booking, hotel booking, etc. Duration. Duration of the tour is important. This helps plan the tour, including areas to be visited, shopping, entertainment, etc. Pace. This is a critical factor as different nationalities and different age groups like to move differently. Some like to spend one day at each place, while others like to spend 2 or 3 days or even more. Budget. Another important factor, as this will determine the quality of hotels, the amount of travel, activity and also other variables, meals, special party, theatre or shows, special visits, etc. Once a tour operator has come to terms with the above parameters, he needs to find out the proposed points of visit, their location and accessibility by road, train and flights, facilities available thereof, that is, types of hotels, local transport, local agent, telephones, etc., entrance formalities and other rules, any permits if required, and details about the issuing authority and the formalities involved thereof. Any holidays during the period of the tour, since it may happen that the place of visit may be closed on that day. For example, most museums are closed on Mondays, fairs and festivals. This always adds to increasing the possibility of value to the tour. Example, Goa Carnival, Holi, Urs at Ajmer or Gurpurab, etc. Any special event taking place which can be included to enhance the usefulness of the visit, like book fair, handloom exhibition or a special crafts mela. About the time of operation, that is, what is the season, climatic conditions prevailing, and any problems with it such as heat, snow, floods, etc. One should also check on accessibility and working hours and holidays. For example, a few important national parks are closed for 3 to 5 months in a year, and Ladakh cannot be accessed by road except between July and September, etc. The time taken to travel. It is a variable depending on the road conditions. For example, 100 kilometers drive may take in Gujarat 1.15 hours, in Rajasthan 1.45 hours, in Madhya Pradesh 2 hours and Himachal Pradesh 3 hours. The type of transport will also determine the travel time, since bus is 20 to 25% slower. The time required to visit a monument, temple, national park or a particular event and the timings. The availability of guides and what languages they can speak. The details of shopping, etc. Conscious of the importance of tourism, India formulated a national policy on tourism as early as 1982 much before liberalization of the nation's economy. It identified and highlighted the role of tourism in poverty eradication, besides stressing on the need to make it environmentally sustainable. It also underscored the need for coordination and integrated approach to the subject by various departments like the civil aviation, environment, forest, railways, surface transport, home, etc. It also suggested evolving a framework which is government-led, private sector-driven, and community welfare-oriented to regulate tourism industry, ensure safety and security of the tourists, and create basic infrastructure and healthcare facilities. The private sector has to impart speed and dynamism to the process of development as well as conservation. The national policy on tourism has greatly enthused private sector participation, as evident from the rising number of tour operators in India.
After this lecture session, we hope you would be able to appreciate the intricacies of tour operations and the importance of tour operators. Post-liberalization of its economy, in the early 90s, India has witnessed a sharp rise in the number of tour operators providing several specialized services. This development has greatly facilitated the government's plans for generating more employment opportunities and eradicating poverty, not to mention the substantial foreign exchange earnings for the exchequer. And that brings us to the end of this session. Thank you.